Hi YouTube. Here's my labor and delivery video like 7 weeks later, but she's sleeping, nobody's home for distractions, and I know I look like crap. I just woke up. It's like 8 something in the morning, and well, whatever. Here is my story. So I woke up 5 to 12 on December 4th. 5 to 12, like in the afternoon, and I felt like I had to pee, and then I felt like this discharge coming out, so I was like, let me just get up to go pee. And as soon as I got up, my water broke, and at first I thought I peed myself, and I was like, well, what is that? And like it took me a second, and then I woke up my boyfriend. I told him, I was like, I think my water broke. He like flew out of bed and like looked on the floor, and I asked him to smell it, and he said it smelled like nothing really. And I was like, alright. So I sat on the toilet and then I peed. So I was like, okay, I definitely think my water just broke. So I called my mom. My mom told me, you know, call the doctor, see what he says. My mom was at work, so she was my ride to the hospital. And she left work, and the doctor said to just come into the hospital since my water had already broken. And I said, alright. So I went in, and well, actually it took me a little while. I didn't get to the hospital till like 2:30 because my mom took a little while, and then I guess I took a little while. I ate like a bowl of cereal, and I took a shower, and I went on Facebook. But that took like 2 seconds. Everyone's like, oh, you should have been to the hospital. I was going to the hospital. I went on Facebook for like 2 seconds to tell people my water broke. But anyway, I get to the hospital like 2:30. Fridays, that was December 4th, was a Friday, my doctor's in the hospital all day, so that was good, but he was also really busy. So when I first got there, he was about to perform a C-section, and they had me like waiting for a little while. Like I was in my room and stuff, and they told me to get dressed in that gown thing, and I had to like pee in a cup, and they didn't even do anything with my pee. It was like in the bathroom for like ever. But finally they put me on monitors around 3:30, I'm not really sure. And the doctor came in to check me, I think, at like 4 something. And I was only like 3 centimeters dilated. And he wanted to put me on Pitocin then, and I asked him if he could wait at least, for the very least, an hour. And he ended up being very busy, so he came back like at 6, I think. So he came back at 6, and I got my Pitocin then because he said I was 3 centimeters still, or like a little bit more than 3 centimeters, but I wasn't really progressing. I didn't want Pitocin, and I was hoping he was going to give it to me because I heard it makes the contractions much stronger. But I got it, and you know, the contractions weren't that strong before. Like they felt like period cramps, and they hurt, you know. It wasn't like a good thing, but after the Pitocin really kicked in, which was maybe around like 8 or 9 or 7, I don't even know, like that. I don't even know what time they really kicked in, but it was pretty crazy. Like, I didn't want an epidural, but I had to get it. I was crying, I was like punching the bed. I wasn't screaming because I'm not really a screamer, but I was definitely crying, and I was asking my boyfriend to get the nurse, please, I really want the epidural. And I don't even know really what time I got it at. I guess like anywhere from 8 to 9, I would think. And at like 10:30, I've been thinking, you know, these are just estimate times. It could be like 10:25, 10:15, I don't know. But I was like 4 centimeters, and I was getting really upset because I'm like, wow, I'm not really progressing that much, and this sucks. But then the nurse said she was going to check me again in an hour, and I was like 6 centimeters. And then all of a sudden, I'm laying there like, I want to take a nap because I'm feeling really tired because I'm still having like, you know, the pregnancy tiredness because I'm still pregnant, and I didn't take a nap at all that day. So I wanted to take a nap before, you know, things got really crazy. And when I go to like really rest, like I feel like my body, like my stomach tightening and like pushing down, and like almost like I have to poop myself too, and like I have to like hold it back. And I keep feeling this making, it's not like hurting that much, but it's just really uncomfortable, and like I felt like a lot of pressure. And I'm like feeling this for like 10-15 minutes, and then finally I tell my mom that something's, I don't know, something's weird, that like I feel like this tightening and like this pushing down, and like I'm gonna poop myself and I'm not really sure what this means. And she's like, should I tell the nurse? And I'm like, I guess. But I wasn't really sure, you know, like if she should get the nurse, but she got the nurse. So the nurse came in and she checked me and she told me that I was ready to go. So apparently that was just my body pushing on its own, you know, without me actually pushing it, even though it felt like I was pushing, but I wasn't. So, you know, they started getting in, bringing in the lights and stuff. And by the way, it hurt so much when she checked me, especially because she said that I was just, there was a little bit of cervix around her head, she said. So she like pushed it back and that hurt so bad. I was telling her to get her fingers out. It hurt so bad. But they were getting the lights together and like the little table with like tools and stuff. And I told one of the nurses, I was like, I feel like I have to poop. And she told me, just do it. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, really? And normally I wouldn't be able to just poop like in front of people and just like that, but it just came out. Like my boyfriend totally saw it. This is gross, I know, but he said it was like a green Mr. Softy, and I was like, thanks a lot. And I mean, like, at least he's funny about it and he's not like disgusted. He just thinks it's funny and he knows that I went through a lot, so he's just like, you know. But I totally pooped, and I think I pooped again when I was pushing, but I'm not really sure because things were crazy then. So my boyfriend and my mom said that they saw her head peeping out and then like going back in and peeping out and going back in. Yeah, my doctor came in and he saw her head peeping out and he was like, whoa. But they told me to, you know, to tell them when I had a contraction and to push with my contractions, and I was pushing and it was like the hardest thing I've ever had to do, because seriously I was so tired already and I wanted to sleep before I even had to start pushing, and then they're telling me I have to push, and I have to push so hard, and I was pushing and everyone was coaching me and I was doing the opposite of everything they wanted me to do. Like they wanted me to hold my legs and I wasn't. They wanted me to open my legs and I kept closing them. They wanted me to breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. I was breathing in and out of my mouth. They wanted me to hold my head up and keep my chin here, and I wasn't doing that either. I was just so tired and I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to stop pushing, and everyone's like, push, push, push. And magically somehow, with all that tiredness and everything, I got her out in like 30-40 minutes. And it was amazing. I was scared to hold her at first. I didn't want to hold her. Like, they put her on my chest, you know, right away. But I didn't want to hold her because I had the epidural, and my arms, I don't know what it was, my arms just felt really weak, and I was so scared that I was going to drop her.